Now, whether you live out in the city, the suburbs, maybe out in the country, one thing is true for all of us. There are dogs everywhere, and not everybody's a dog person. Well, in some cases, not all dogs are people, I guess you'd say. So whether you have a furry friend or not, it's a good time to revisit the legal rules around dog ownership and dog bites, which do happen. And for that, Tom Sinas from Sinas James Law Firm joins us. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Todd. How you doing?
Good. I own 2 dogs, so I'm hoping I'm following all the rules correctly. What are some of the simple legal rules for dog ownership?
Okay. The 2 most basic: license and leash. We have a state law that, of course, requires dogs that are over the age of 6 months to be licensed. And then we also have in that same state law a requirement that dogs cannot be off a leash. They can, of course, be walked by their owner. They can be in public, but they need to be on a leash. That's from state law. Now, in local laws or municipal ordinances, we have some concepts that build on this. So like in the city of Grand Rapids, for example, of course, your dog has to be leashed, but if you're in a park, the leash can't be longer than 8 feet long, for example. Where you go to get your dog license, for example, that will change from locality to locality. But I think the 2 most basic ones that can be somewhat easy to overlook or maybe forget are both the license and the leash rule.
So 2 things to remember, dog owners: get them licensed, get them leashed. Those things have to happen. I mentioned in the intro that sometimes dog bites do happen. When I was a young teenager, I was bitten by a Great Dane. So I know these things happen. What's the law say about dog bites?
Very important, especially in Michigan, because our law is somewhat unique. We have a law that's called strict liability. And I'm just going to read it. It's 1 sentence, but it has all the concepts in 1 sentence. The state statute says, if a dog bites a person without provocation while the person is on public property or lawfully on private property, including the property of the dog owner shall be liable for any damages suffered by the person bitten, regardless of the former viciousness of the dog or the owner's knowledge of such viciousness. So what does that mean? Well, it means that if you're a dog owner and your dog bites someone else, as long as the dog wasn't provoked, then you, the dog owner, are liable for all of the harm that bite causes. It doesn't matter whether you knew or had reason to know that the dog would bite. Some other states have that concept, but in Michigan, as you can hear from that statement, it doesn't matter whether the dog was vicious or whether the dog owner knew or didn't know. If the dog bites someone, then the owner is liable for all forms of harm. And the harm can be the most obvious things like medical bills or missed time from work if it's a bad situation. And then it can be all of these things that maybe aren't so easy at the top of your head to quantify, but the change in the person's quality of life. And of course, for a serious dog attack, that can be a very serious ordeal for people. So those are things that dog owners have to be aware of because, of course, you want to make sure that you know of that and that you do what you might be able to do to give yourself some financial protection in the form of insurance if you're a dog owner.
Yeah, I was going to jump into that. Pet insurance, it's out there, not just for taking care of your dog. Can we dive into that a little bit?
Sure. Most pet insurance, like you mentioned, is insurance like that's health insurance for your dog, and it's likely not going to cover this type of dog bite situation. The most common forms of insurance coverage for dog bites come from a homeowner's policy. And then if someone has an umbrella policy, may come in the form of that coverage as well. Now, of course, here, in order to make sure you have coverage for this through your homeowner's policy, for example, you want to make sure that your insurance agent knows that you have a dog. I think dogs come into people's lives all sorts of different ways, especially over the last few years. And it's easy to have a dog come into your life and then not think, oh, I better let my insurance agent know. You want to make sure that they know. You want to make sure that you're clear in saying you want to have homeowners coverage for the dog and make sure there's not an exclusion in your policy. So the homeowners policy is the most common way for people to have insurance coverage regarding a dog attack.
All right, there you go, dog owners or future dog owners. License, leash, and you're liable if they bite. So make sure that you're being safe. And then finally, that insurance, that homeowner's insurance policy, you might want to update that if you've recently adopted or bought a dog. Tom, thanks so much for the info.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Really quickly, if somebody wants to follow up with any of this stuff, where can they find you?
They can find us online at www.sinusdramus.com. they can give us a call at 616-301-3333, or they can shoot us an email at info@sinusdrainless.com.